I do not condone or promote legal use of wireless interference tools. This content is strictly intended to explore signal behavior and wireless reliability under lab conditions.
It's everywhere. We use it every day. And let's be honest, some of us literally can live without it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Bluetooth. But for something so common, it barely works half the time. You try to connect and nothing, or worse, random disconnections. Why does that happen? What's actually going on behind the scenes with Bluetooth? And what if you could break it on purpose? Let's break it down. Bluetooth is basically short-range radio communication, like Wi-Fi's little cousin. But instead of streaming Netflix, it just sends small packets of data between devices, like your phone and your earbuds. It operates in the 2.4 GHz frequency range, the same as Wi-Fi, microwaves, and a lot of other devices. So yeah, crowded neighborhood, interference happens a lot. That's why sometimes your speaker randomly disconnects or won't pair. It's not haunted, it's just fighting for space. So how does Bluetooth actually work behind the scenes? First off, Bluetooth is a wireless protocol. That means it's just a set of rules that devices follow to talk to each other, over short distances, usually less than 10 meters. It uses the 2.4 GHz ISM band, which is unlicensed, basically a public highway for wireless gadgets. But that also means that it's noisy, real noisy. To survive that noise, Bluetooth uses a technique called frequency hopping spread spectrum. So yeah, instead of staying on one channel, Bluetooth hops between 79 different frequencies, up to 1600 times per second, like it's dodging traffic. But hopping alone isn't enough. Bluetooth devices still need to find each other before they can talk. When you turn on Bluetooth on your phone, it enters a scanning mode. At the same time, your speaker or earbuds are in advertising mode, sending out little packets saying,
"I am here, chat with me."
Once they detect each other, they begin pairing. This is where they agree on a few things, like who is in charge, called the master, what data is shared, and how to keep it all private using encryption. This pairing can use different methods, like a PIN code or just a one-tap confirmation, depending on the device type. After pairing, the device creates a secure connection and starts a mining network called a Piconet. In a Piconet, one device acts as the master and the rest are people listening. The master decides who talks and when, kind of like a walkie-talkie system, but way faster. And remember that frequency hopping thing? They now hop together using the same pattern and timing. This makes it harder for interference to mess things up. Or does it? So, 1600 hops per second. It sounds like a lot, until you realize a microcontroller like the ESP32 can run over 100,000 instructions per second without breaking a sweat. And that got me thinking, if Bluetooth hops across frequencies to avoid interference, what happens if we try to keep up the pace of the signals? I started researching how could I pull this off. Turns out it was way easier than I expected. I already had an ESP32, cheap, fast and Wi-Fi capable, but now I needed something that could actually speed out radio noise on the same frequency Bluetooth uses. I found an antenna identical to the one on my Wi-Fi card, perfect match, but then I stopped and thought, how do I actually send raw radio data with this? That's when I found the nRF24 module. 2.4 GHz, fully programmable and dirt cheap. It was exactly what I needed. I mounted everything onto the ESP32, connected two nRF24 antennas via SPI and HPI and powered it. The code? Super simple. A loop that cycles through 2.4 GHz channels and sends out trash data over and over. Before that, because the ESP is not that good, we have to disable all technologies that aren't SPI and HPI to optimize performance. Because Bluetooth uses 79 channels, I created a small algorithm that sends data one channel at a time on each antenna without repetitions, and also added a ping-pong style loop that goes from the first channel to the last one and then again to the first, going through all the channels in between, which improved the performance by a lot. Don't ask me why. No, for real, I have no clue. Now it's time to test. We have almost everything, the antenna's wire, the ESP and the code. Now we need something to test with. Alexa. This really works with anything that has Bluetooth. It's just that my Alexa is the thing in the world that gives me the most headaches when I try to connect to it. I'm even praying for it to connect to my computer to test this. Well, let's connect it. Almost instantly we can hear that the music stops, as if it was a magic spell. All the channels that Bluetooth uses to communicate my PC with Alexa are being filled with noise. What is actually impressive is if we check the status of the connection, we can see that it's still connected, though nothing is happening. This is because of Bluetooth Keep Alive protocol, which does two things. Send packets periodically to maintain the connection, even if nothing is happening, which right now can be happening because the connection is completely flooded with trash data, and also it waits time if the connection wasn't shut down. That doesn't take away that Bluetooth is completely busted while the machine is on. So if Bluetooth is this fragile, what's the alternative? There are plenty of other options: Wi-Fi Direct for high speeds, Zigbee for mesh networks, and UWB for precise location tracking. But Bluetooth still wins on one major thing: power. That's why your earbuds last 8 hours and your smartwatch doesn't need daily charging. Right, Apple? It's a trade-off: stability versus battery life. In the end, Bluetooth isn't perfect, but now you know why it fails, and how surprisingly easy it is to break. So, if you learned something new, or at least mildly disturbed your smart speaker, consider subscribing. There's way more coming, and it's just as wild.